convince those who support them. And you remember, they also have football clubs, and they believe they have support of regional associations. They said they are going to boycott the Congress, the elective Congress. So, because they said by participating, they are only going to legitimize what they call what they said was already, a fraudulent, or whatever they call it, an illegal process. They said they are not going there to legitimize, they are going to boycott it. And if they boycott it, if what they claim, they hold a majority of delegates, if they boycott it until there was not a quorum, then obviously there will be no Congress. But whether they have that support or that number of delegates, to make it possible for a quorum to be lacked is another question. But they said they will boycott it if the normalization committee still insisted and refused to lift the ban on them. They are going to boycott it. That's one of the measures they said. But then they said they are going to hold more, press conferences to register and protest. Some even said they are going to the office of the president to complain. They said that on tape, that they're going to do that.
Yeah, and in one of their press conferences, one of the affected persons, that is Hala Samba, who was in fact the first to declare his candidacy, said as long as he is concerned, he is still in running for the presidency, because he said that no letter has been written to him.
Okay, I think his comments came as part of the general presentation or response of the aggrieved party. Yes, they took issue with the whole nature of how the announcement came, because they said, okay, by normal standards, if somebody is affected by a decision, all right, that person should receive a letter or communication from the body executing that decision to say, Mr. X, you have been found so and so and so and so decision have been taken against you. They said that is proper and more in line with management ethics than to dump the announcement in the media. They just had it in the media that they've been banned. So they are claiming that since nobody wrote to them officially to say you are banned, they are not accepting that it's a serious decision. But then of course, that is their opinion. They said they consider themselves as candidates unless and until they receive a formal letter, not just a press release in the media to say they have been banned on so and so reasons. So even though they are reacting to the press release and what it contains, they still believe that they should have been properly informed. Well, that was their argument.
Well, at that juncture, we will open the lines. Very soon, the numbers will be scrolled on your screen so that viewers out there can also have your say on the discussions. What we are interested is for you to call and give us constructive reasons, because why we are here is to make sure that we talk to both parties, both stakeholders to come on board and make sure that we move our football in the interest of the footballers, the athletes who are right now playing in the streets, the young ones who are playing in the streets, those who are aspiring to become our Jato Caesars, to become our Ibu Silas, to become our Lionel Messis. Those are the ones who matters here most. It's not people hustling about positions here and there to occupy the topmost office of Gambian football. So your contribution can be very, very effective, provided that you call and give us a constructive criticism. It's not about criticizing, it is not about targeting everybody, it's about you calling and tell us what you think should be the way forward in this.
Or ask anybody.
Yeah, or ask any question that you want us to clarify. Very soon the numbers will be scrolled on the screen for you if you want to call, both home and abroad, if you want to call and contribute to the program. You can also drop me a text message on 382-1532, 382-1532. Suppose you want to call and you could not, you can drop me a text message on 382-1532. Surely we will read the text message. Mr. Jam, let's now look at the two candidates that have been officially confirmed by the normalizing committee as the valid candidate who will contest for Gambian football's most top office.
Exactly.
That is the GFF, that is Gambia Football Federation's presidency. Mustafa Kebe and Modu Musa. Who are these two candidates?
According to the normalizing committee now, since the appeal deadline has elapsed, therefore those are the two candidates who are duly nominated. The others, of course, they said we are given up to Wednesday to challenge their banning. if they had challenged and were successful, according to normalization committee, they probably would gain back. They would get their candidatures restored, but they didn't feel it was important or even relevant to appeal, since they said it was totally wrong even to ban them in the first place. They did not put any appeal. So as far as the normalization committee is concerned, the process is over by Wednesday. No appeals from them. So those who are duly nominated are Mamadou Musa and Mustafa Kebe. All right. Let's start with Mamadou Musa, because Mamadou Musa, at the moment, is the managing director at the First International Bank, Free Bank. He was a national team player and a league player. In fact, he was a schoolboy footballer at Gambia High School. From there, he went to Augustinians. Augustinians is one of the most respected teams in the 70s and 60s. And then he went to Starlight. Actually, it was Starlight that he really realized, or let's say it was in Starlight that he became a much established footballer. And he played for the then Gambia 11 in the 80s, and then he left for the United States to study. When he came back in 85, he also continued to play football. And in fact, he was among the team that played the Zone 2 tournament here in 1985. Our team went to the final in that Zone 2 at the stadium. He was part of the team. All right. From then on, he continued to be in football. There was a dissolution of a GFA in the early 90s, 93 to be exact, when the administration of Babu Sise was dissolved.
I think we have got our first caller.
But we have to complete Mamadou Musa's team first.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
When that administration was dissolved, and there was an interim committee led by the late police chief Tambajang, Mamadou Musa was in that interim committee, and he was head of delegation to the Zone 2 in Freetown in 93, and the team did very well in that Zone 2 after much disappointment. He was part of that delegation. And in administration, he was key pillars in the building of the Steve Biko finance and financial matters dealing with Steve Biko, because obviously he can be classified as a resident of Bakau. He'd been much involved in the Bakau football and stuff like that. And then when there was a proper election in 1994 that brought in the Obi Konate regime, Mamadou Musa was retained as treasurer. So he continued to be treasurer. And when Alaji Obi Konate left office for Alaji Gabi Sose, Mamadou Musa continued, and this time he was even elevated to vice president. So he resigned in 2003 from football. That was it. And since then he has been busy. I mean, he's a financer, a respected financer for that matter, a financial officer for that matter. He's now FIB managing director. Okay. So his supporters believe he has all what it takes to actually revolutionize the fortunes of the association, of the federation.
I believe we have
that is Mamadou Musa.
Okay. Well, he's somebody who has been in football for so long. Yeah. Yeah. I think we have got that caller is back on the line. Hello, caller. He's gone. So Mamadou Musa, that's a brief
resume of
Mamadou Musa.
Football,
for those of you out there who don't know who Mamadou Musa is, he's one of the aspiring candidates. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, caller.
Hello. Mala dega.
Wow, yokal sa bad bi tuuti nekkuñ di la dégga.
Man si programme bi man luma bëgg a wax si normalization committee.
Waaw wax ñu naka nga tudda ak foo ñuy callé njëkka.
Man maa call Fajara Ibrahima lay tudda.
Waaw ok yow loo bëgg a contribute si programme bi.
Man luma bëgg a wax si gars please ñun jaama leen bëgg a understand. Waaw. Because gars lu wax li yëpp yow waruloo baan pour nit 5 years pour loolu understand. Man luma bëgg a gars respect candidate yi yëpp. Understand? Because fii suñu réew la ñun dem bëgg a jëf Gambia mu dem si kanam yow yaa ngi toog si office footballeur si ñu ngi sona ñun bëggul loolu plus ñun jaama leen bëgg a candidate yi yëpp am neen right pour taw man loolu laa am pour waa gars yi yow doo mun a baan nit ku xam ne sax yaa ngi ko baan yaa ngi toog si office bu xam ni kooku moo ko sampa yow da nga bëgg a baan kooku pour football yaa ngi baan kéemo mu ngi amee académie pour développer footballeur si yow yaa nga bëgg a baan kooku pour la ñun jaama leen bëgg a plus candidate yëpp am na right pour taw please ñun jaama leen bëgg na